the three of us, went to Dar to observe Tundu Lissu's trial. And we got there at 2:30 a.m. And that's when we were detained. From 2:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. We were not told why we were detained. Walikuwa wanasema kuna changamoto, but they didn't say exactly why. And we kept on asking, what is the problem? They didn't tell us. They kept us, it's like we were in a cell because we couldn't move out. They took our passports. We couldn't get out. We didn't know what it was. I think until almost how many hours?
Almost 12, more than 12 hours.
Yeah, that's when they returned the passports. And they basically tell us, they are deporting them back, to Kenya. So they were just waiting for a KQ flight. And when it arrived, we were actually, they handed us over to the KQ manager. He was very good. So tukaingia kwenye ndege, and that was it. So for me, a lot of people are making a big deal about the Chief Justice being detained and so forth. That's not the issue. The issue is actually the failure to tell people why you are detaining them. And it is totally illegal under the Tanzanian law and international law. And you just keep people, and when they ask changamoto, they say they are waiting for instructions. It's totally oppressive and unacceptable. And I think this trend now that we see in East Africa, these dictators, is a very dangerous trend. And I think that's how people are disappeared, they are abducted and so forth. All right? If they can't explain to lawyers, they can't even allow lawyers to come and and see us. And I would have thought that observing Lissu's trial is a good thing for them, so that the world can judge whether it's free and whether it's not a kangaroo trial. But that's what happened. But I think probably we were allowed to come back because of the social media and Tanzanians themselves, Kenyans who wanted to know what's going on, friends from abroad and so forth. But we couldn't tell them what the issue was. We couldn't. And for me, that's terrible. And what we are going to do is to seek legal advice to sue the government of Tanzania. Because this kind of thing of detaining people and you don't tell why, and they were in the East African community, it's not right. And these dictatorships, in the East African communities, if we don't watch and if we don't resist them, we are going to have fascism, where the citizens, everybody, rights, are violated. And of course, we don't know what has happened to Mwangi. He was there. We heard he was arrested, and they are trying to charge him. We don't know. We never saw him. We couldn't get to the hotel. So that's what happened.
With your legal expertise, how do you see this case going forward?
Which case?
Tundu Lissu's case.
Just look at the cameras.
Tundu Lissu case, I didn't even get there. I mean, it's most likely going to be a kangaroo trial. Because they said observers could go there and make sure that it was a fair trial. But if they don't allow us to go, and we were part of the East African Law Society team, just to go and see what was happening. Even if it's fair trial, I don't think that the world will think it is. They'll just think that they're hell-bent to stop him from, running for the elections.
Yeah,
when are you going to file?
Silence of presidents in East Africa all being silent about this, because we are a community. Lawyers should move.
Which presidents?
Of Tanzania, of Kenya, of Uganda, they are all part of the East African community. None of them has spoken.
About what?
Even the East African community has not spoken about what is happening.
Whatever
to lawyers being
through.
stopped from getting to Tanzania.
And the government spokesman said that it was up to Tanzania to deny entry of any individual.
And then when again are you going to file this suit against Tanzania government? Which court?
Yeah, I said we'll seek legal advice, isn't it? Yeah, but we're not going to allow dictators and governments to, to get away with this kind of thing. Some of us fought for decades, to make sure that this kind of dictatorships, don't exist. And they observe the rule of law and whatever, right? And it's simple. You just tell people why they shouldn't, they shouldn't come in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was your treatment like at the airport? How were you treated? And of course, were you questioned in the process?
No, we were not questioned. We were treated very well. Those guys, obviously, I don't know where they were getting instructions from. They were nice. They took us to Kentucky Fried Chicken to have breakfast, and so they were very okay.
You just didn't want to go there? You just didn't want to
Yeah, they, I think they were told to make sure.
CJ, what do you make of this selective approach of handling you people? Because we understand Maraga is there in the court and you are barred from accessing the same court that you are going to observe.
I really don't know. I'm glad that they allowed Maraga to go because he saw Tundu Lissu. Tundu Lissu is a friend. I've known him for a long time. So I just wanted to see him and see how he's doing. Whether it's a friend. It's like a family. That's why I was going there, to see whether he's okay, how he's holding on, and so forth. But it's good that Maraga, went there and he saw Lissu, and Lissu was very happy, for that solidarity. And so for me, it's I don't mind the reasons, behind it. The fact that they denied me but allowed Maraga to go and see him. The point is that it's solidarity, right? Yeah.